The audience scores for a number of Star Wars live action shows, including The Acolyte, have disappeared on review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes. Before we get to this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. I'd also like to ask you, please hit that like button so we beat the YouTube algorithm and get more people to watch this video. Wrote this up over at thatparkplace.com. And the audience scores have seemingly disappeared for a number of Star Wars shows, including The Acolyte. You can see here, I took a screenshot of this. You can see that the audience score is no longer there. Let's actually take a look here over on Rotten Tomatoes for The Acolyte. It is not there. You can see that the audience score is missing. You can find it here if you scroll down and click here, go to season 1, scroll down, and it does indeed show up, but you have to click through it and you got to scroll down. And it does show 14% for season 1, but it is not showing that for the main page for The Acolyte. And this is the case with a number, of Star Wars shows. We got Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let's look at that. You see here. Oh, it's actually back up. When I initially wrote this, it was not there, but they do have it back up now. Let's see if the other ones are back up as well. For whatever reason, the Andor one is not working. Let's go to the Mandalorian. You can see the Mandalorian is still not there. It is still missing. Let me see if I can just search Andor here and see if we can get that one up. See if we can find it. There it is. Let's click. The Andor is back up now as well, but it was missing too. So you can see looks like they are trying to bring this stuff back up. It's unclear exactly why these are down. The Book of Boba Fett had already been back up when I initially checked. Let's just take a look here and see if it's still up. It's actually down now. That is interesting. The Book of Boba Fett is now down while those other ones were are getting back up. Whereas when I initially checked this, it was the Book of Boba Fett's audience score was still up, but it is now down. So it's unclear exactly what is going on here. Don't know if there's a glitch in Rotten Tomatoes' system, or maybe there is some kind of nefarious play at work. It's unclear. We do know that Rotten Tomatoes has been the subject of criticism dating back as far as 2019, when it deleted over 50,000 audience reviews for another Disney property, Captain Marvel. The company explained why they did it in a statement to The Hollywood Reporter. They said, "We launched some changes to the movie pre-release functionality last week, which included not allowing users to leave a comment or review prior to a movie's release in theaters. However, we still invite users to vote if they want to see a movie prior to its release, and that vote total is displayed on the site." The company added, "We have identified a bug in the post-release functionality for the movies that have released into theaters since our product update last week. The quantity of user ratings, which is displayed directly below the audience score and is intended to only include the quantity of users who have left a rating or written review after a movie's release, had included both pre-release and post-release fan voting." So that was their explanation. The explanation didn't make any sense because when they actually announced their update to the site, this is what they explained in a blog post. Starting this week, Rotten Tomatoes will launch the first of several phases of updates that will refresh and modernize our audience rating system. We're doing it to more accurately and authentically represent the voice of fans while protecting our data and public forums from bad actors. As of February 25, we will no longer show the want to see percentage score for a movie during its pre-release period. While you might ask, we found that the want to see percentage score is oftentimes confused with the audience score percentage number. The audience score percentage, for those who haven't been following, is a percentage of all users who have rated the movie or TV show positively, that is, given it a star rating of 3.5 or higher, and is only shown once the movie or TV show is released. We also had this report from Vulture back in 2023 claiming that the website was being manipulated by a PR firm called Bunker 15. The report claimed that Bunker 15 was paying reviewers to obtain higher scores for various films. Bunker 15's founder, Daniel Harlow, seemingly admitted this. He says, "We have thousands of writers on our distribution list. A small handful have set up a specific system where filmmakers can sponsor or pay to have them review a film." Obviously, calling into question the authenticity of that review if it is literally being paid for by the filmmakers for the film that is supposedly being reviewed. So If a small PR firm called Bunker 15 is doing this, one has to wonder if there are other larger PR firms doing it, and if studios themselves and filmmakers, etc., are doing it as well, both on the critic score as well as in the audience score. We do know that there was a Warner Brother employee who was tasked by a Warner Brother executive to literally respond to critics of Warner Brothers HBO shows and negatively attack them, a lot of times using social justice rhetoric to do so. So they're actually tasking their employees to do that. So we know that these companies will go to significant lengths to try and defend their IPs that are being heavily criticized. We also had this from former Mandalorian actress Gina Carano. She actually alleged that the Lucasfilm and Walt Disney Company colluded with YouTube to have critics of the company's films and TV shows removed from their platform. This is what she wrote on X. This is the part where Kathleen Kennedy demands any YouTubers get censored off of YouTube for sharing and laughing at this hilarious episode. She'll have YouTube disable the thumbs down option because of the ratio she'll receive. Then she'll have her publicist ghouls make sure Variety and Hollywood Reporter run hit pieces about the South Park creators and their families, smearing their names through every useful idiot she has under her thumb who would sell their soul to work for Lucasfilm. She'll activate her online mobs to repeat that the South Park creators are racist, bigot, transphobes, and demand the South Park creators publicly apologize by only using words she approves of. And finally, she'll demand they subject themselves to a re-education course of 45 people in the LGBTQ community Zoom call to sit there and listen of how badly they got their feelings hurt all over a little boop of a South Park episode. She concludes saying, but maybe, just maybe, the jig is up, obviously referring to the South Park special that aired last fall on South Park, Comedy Central. And obviously, she's referring to a lot of things that she experienced, she saw firsthand at Lucasfilm, indicating that Kathleen Kennedy might have been behind the removal of the YouTube dislike button. Now you need an extension in order to actually see it. So there is lots of shady stuff happening with Rotten Tomatoes, shady stuff happening with Lucasfilm, Walt Disney Company, and how they try and protect these IPs that viewers just simply do not like. And they express themselves a lot of times through Rotten Tomato audience scores. 14% obviously is what it currently sits at. But unclear what's actually going on here with Rotten Tomatoes. Could be just a simple bug, but based on history, usually it is not that simple. But I want to hear what you guys think. What do you make of this? What do you make of the audience score all of a sudden disappearing from a number of Star Wars live action shows, including The Acolyte here? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, but to always speak the truth.